Minecraft Dungeons. So you might have heard of it. It's a game where it's based off of Minecraft, and it's basically a dungeon runner where you go up against mobs from Minecraft. You build up your gear, and then you eventually take down the Arch-Illager, and the Arch-Illager's crystal is destroyed. So you remember maybe that I had a series on this, around 22 videos of Minecraft Dungeons back in the day, where I'd basically play through every single level in default difficulty, adventure difficulty, and eventually apocalypse difficulty. Anyways, it was pretty fun playing Minecraft Dungeons for a little while, but it did get boring after you beat the same level 3 different times in a row, and the only thing that changes is the difficulty level. Of course, my end goal was to eventually get a maxed out build, like a soul build or a fighting build, and I actually got a maxed out soul build. And so after that, I practically just quit the game because nothing new was coming out. I mean, there were DLCs, but all the levels in the DLC took so long to complete. Like, it was getting extremely boring, and I just didn't want to play it anymore. So I stopped playing it, I took a break from it, and then when I came back to it, I wanted to play it while I was in Alaska with a friend, but we couldn't log into the Microsoft account that my Minecraft Dungeons was under. And that posed a very big problem, because now that meant that I couldn't get access to my old gear. So I, of course, started a new one, and I decided to grind on it as much as possible and see how quickly could I get a maxed out build in Minecraft Dungeons. And the build that I went for ended up being the classic Fighter's Bindings build with Renegade armor, Fighter's Bindings, and, you know, a pretty decent bow. And so the grind began. First of all, you start out in default mode, which is the easiest mode, and obviously takes the least amount of time to complete. It's most likely only going to take you 1 run through per level in order to complete the entirety of default mode, and this ended up being just the case. Of course, then adventure mode would be a little bit harder, and of course apocalypse would be the hardest, and then you get into apocalypse plus, which is basically just something that keeps players grinding for a while. So starting off in default mode, my first level, as every level, is going to be Creepy Forest, where of course you have to rescue the villagers and all of that. Now I ended up finding some tier 3 wolf armor with a few enchantments. I mean, I don't have to really worry about enchantments yet, because after all, I am basically level 0. I think I'm about level 3 when I find the armor in the first place, but it's a decent starting armor to begin with. I also found a much better sword that was power 5 instead of simply power 1 like my old one. Now, it took me 30 hours of gameplay to complete this grind and make this video, so if you could please like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Now, the final reward for completing the level gave me power 5 boots of swiftness, and after the end of the level, this is basically what it looked like. I managed to find an evocation robe while I was completing Soggy Swamp. From Soggy Swamp, the second level I ever did, I got a glaive that had 1 power level higher, and it had leeching on it. I also found a power 6 scattered crossbow, which was a little bit better than my previous scattered crossbow at power 4. I also got a totem of regeneration, and I replaced my firework with it. I actually ended up completing Pumpkin Pastures twice. None of the rewards from the second time I completed it, aka the daily mission, actually carried over. After I completed Pumpkin Pastures, I saw a power 12 glaive, which I took over another power 9 sword that I had found in Pumpkin Pastures. And I also found some power 9 scale armor to replace my evocation robe. Next, I went to Cacti Canyon, where I found a lot of better gear. First of all, a power 12 longbow, doubling the power of my previous bow. Next up, a power 19 mercenary armor, more than double what my previous armor was. I also saw power 17 daggers in the shop, which were better than my glaive, and they had rampaging on them, so I bought them. From the mystery merchant, I found power 16 boots of swiftness, which are replaced with my old boots of swiftness. Sadly, they only gave a 0.2 longer second duration. I ended up running through the redstone mines twice, but from the first run I got better boots of swiftness from the mystery merchant, and from the run itself I got a rapid crossbow that was power 19, a diamond pickaxe that was power 23, my first unique, and from the village merchant I got power 21 reinforced mail. I also got a Corrupt Beacon, a ranged soul weapon that takes a little bit of souls that you've collected and harnesses them into a beam of pure destruction. From the second run, I only got one thing that I considered better, the unique Black Wolf armor. But it was only power 18, so I put it in the blacksmith to upgrade, which I had just rescued from the redstone mines conveniently. Next, I went to the Desert Temple, where I defeated the old Necromancer and claimed some Grim armor. I also got level 24 shock powder, which replaced my totem of healing. I also bought a power 24 crossbow, which replaced my old one. And I bought a battle staff of terror from the luxury merchant that was power 24, which replaced the diamond pickaxe. Mostly because it had double prospector. In the Fiery Forge, I replaced the Battle Staff of Terror with the Cutlass, which attacked a little bit faster, and I didn't like the Battle Staff of Terror's unreliable combo methods. After Fiery Forge, I looked at the rest of my loot, and I had a Soul Healer that was better, a Totem of Regeneration that was better, some Mercenary Armor that was power 27, a Gravity Hammer which sucked in enemies to the point of impact, and a power bow. At the shop deals at base, I found a scatter crossbow that was better than my power bow, and a death cap mushroom from the mystery merchant. High block halls was challenging as it was the first level I didn't do in a single run, and I got a better scatter crossbow and some better armor. The second attempt on high block halls I did complete, and I got some very good upgrades from this one. The first two upgrades which I got during high block halls was a power 37 bow and a power 35 mace. The artifact that I got afterwards was a power 34 light feather. And the shops at base never ceased to amaze. The first thing I got was Black Wolf armor from the blacksmith after doing 3 successful runs. It was only 1 power level higher, but its bonuses were better than just plus 50% souls. The second upgrade that I got was a power 36 mace. Now it's also only 1 power more, but its enchantments were quite a bit better. Now the first time I attempted Obsidian Pinnacle, I actually died and had to step down the difficulty to default 6. After that though, I did get to the boss and defeat them easily, and that is it. That is the end of the video, leaving off in adventure mode. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, if you did enjoy, then you can help by leaving a like and subscribing. That'd be greatly appreciated. But the final time of gameplay it took me to complete default mode was around 5 hours. Now do note that I did have to redo some of the levels twice, so if you subtract around 30 minutes off of the final time and say around 4 hours and 30 minutes, that is a more accurate assumption. So hope you watch the next video, and I'll see you then. Peace.